Hey guys, today I got a package in the mail. Well, I actually got it yesterday, but I didn't see it until today. So now I'm going to make a video about it. I'm pretty sure there's Legos in the package, but it might not be. It might be socks. But there's only one way to find out. So let's get out my scissors and let's open the package. Well, I lied to you guys. It's actually not Lego. These are knockoff Lego minifigures that I bought from Mercari. The minifigures are based off of Zack Snyder's Justice League, which Lego never made figures of, so I thought it would be fun to take a look at these minifigures and review them because Zack Snyder's Justice League is one of my favorite movies. Before we get started, I will say that I'm not going to expect this to be on the same level of quality as Lego's minifigures because I got these for really cheap, like $5 for all of them. And because they were cheap in price, they're obviously going to be cheap in quality. And yeah, that's what you get when you pay like $5 for 6 minifigures. And also keep in mind that it's not printed on official Lego parts like some customs are. It's printed on the knockoff company's own minifigure, which looks basically identical to a normal minifigure plastic, but it doesn't have like the logos, and the plastic is also a little bit cheaper. So let's first start with Aquaman. All the minifigures come in a clear bag that's sealed, so you know it hasn't been tampered with. So let's get it open and start building. So here's Aquaman. I'll give you a full 360. He has printing on basically every single surface of the minifigure, including the side of the torso and the back of the legs, which Lego usually doesn't do. But yeah, it's really detailed and it has like really intricate printing to show the scales on Aquaman's armor, and that's really cool. So, like I said earlier, he has printing on the side of the torso and the back of the legs, and I feel like it's a little bit too much detail, making the figure cluttered. But worst case, I always have the option to erase the printing, so it's not a huge deal. And either way, the printing does look really good. He of course comes with his trident, which is his signature weapon, and it's not 100% accurate to the movie, but it is the same piece that Lego used, so I'll give it a pass. And either way, it does look good, so I'm not going to complain about that. Although it would be nice to get like a really accurate 5-pronged spear to represent his weapon in the movie. Also, the front printing is really good. There's a good amount of green to balance out the gold, and it looks really good. And the back print looks good so far. Let's take off the hairpiece to see it unobstructed. And yeah, it looks good. Again, the printing on the back of the legs is a little bit much, but it's okay. And here's his hairpiece, which is molded and printed just like his official hairpiece, and it looks nice. So on one side of his head, he has a very serious looking expression, and I think it captures Jason Momoa's likeness very well. He has like the entire beard and eyebrows and all that. And so let's take off the hairpiece to show the other side of his head. And he's very angry in this head. And yeah, it's really good. So yeah. Next up we have Wonder Woman. So to start off, I'll give you a full 360 of the minifigure. And this minifigure doesn't have side torso printing, but it does have printing on the back of the legs. And I'm not going to repeat my thoughts on that because I already mentioned it when I was talking about Aquaman. She comes with a golden lasso to represent the lasso of truth, of course. But the thing I wasn't expecting is she also comes with a shield and a sword. Right off the bat, I don't think the shield is accurate to how it looked in the movie, but it's fine because it does look good. And the sword is, well, a sword. And here's how she looks with the shield and the sword instead of the lasso. And I actually think for this version of Wonder Woman, the sword and the shield work better because she's going up against Darkseid's army and she's not going to attack them with just a rope. The torso print is, I think, perfect. It really represents Wonder Woman's look from the movie, but it's also simple and sticks to Lego's design principles. And if we turn the figure to the side, we can see that the side leg printing is just a continuation of her skirt and boots, but the side arm printing shows her bracelets. And if we turn the figure to the back, we can see that there's printing on the back of the legs, which continues the detail, and a little bit of printing on the back, which I'll show you unobstructed later. Back to the front, let's take a good look at the head print. It looks good. My only complaint is the eyes are a little bit small, but it's not that big of a deal. Here's the back of the head print and the back of the torso piece unobstructed. The torso piece looks good, and so does the head. And here's how the head looks with the hair piece on. I will say the head print is a little bit lower, if that makes sense. And it's not perfectly lined up, but it's not a huge deal. And it even sometimes happens in official LEGO sets. So yeah, I don't really mind. Next up, we got the Batman. And here I'll give you a full 360 look at Batman. He has dual molded legs, but no side leg printing or printing on the side of the torso. He does have printing on the back of the legs and printing on the arms though. He includes 2 accessories, which are a grappling gun piece, which is comprised of 2 pieces, and he also comes with a silver batarang. Anyways, the front of the torso looks really nice. It's a little bit simplistic, and I don't know how I feel about the bat logo. It looks kind of off, if that makes sense. But it has some really intricate line work on the torso. I don't know if it captures on camera. And all that looks good, but the thing I have a problem with is he comes with a physical utility belt, but the utility belt is also printed on his torso, so it looks like he's wearing 2 belts on top of each other, and that's kind of weird. He doesn't have side leg printing, but it is dual molded, so I don't mind. And his side arm printing is really good, and the 3 triangles kind of represent the spikes on Batman's arm. And he also comes with a cape, which I'll flip up to show you the back detailing. He comes with printing on the back of the legs and the back of the torso, and the printing is just a continuation of the front. It's nothing too special, but it does look good. Back to the front, I'm going to take off the mask to show you the head print. The flesh tone printing looks kind of bad and faded because you're printing a really light color on a really dark color. And also the printing for the eyes are a little bit too big and they look kind of weird with the mask off. But when you put the mask back on, it looks good. Now let's build Cyborg. Like I did for the other figures, I'm going to give you a full 360 of Cyborg. There's not much to say about the front of Cyborg. It looks very similar to LEGO's version. However, this Cyborg comes with arm printing. And on the back, I think the line work is a little bit too thick, but it still looks good. He also comes with a special piece to represent the metal part of his face, as well as half of it has his hair, because that's accurate to the movie. And with that piece out of the way, we can see his head, which is very simple. One thing I wasn't expecting is he comes with a special molded piece to represent his flight mode helmet, which completely covers his head, and it looks really good and accurate to the movie. For some reason, he also comes with a stud shooter. I don't know why, but it's cool to have. They also include a special molded piece to represent his arm cannon. Let me just take off one of the arms so I can show you how it looks. And yeah, it looks very accurate to the movie. You can also get his stud shooter and take the stud out of the blaster and put it into the cannon to represent him getting ready to shoot the cannon. I think LEGO's version has something similar to this, but it still looks good nevertheless. And he also comes with one more accessory, which is the mother box. I think it's the mother box from Star Labs, but I'm not sure. It's built up with 2 ridged bricks, a plate, and then a flat tile on top, which is printed. And it looks good, but it kind of reminds me of a seashell. I don't know why. And we also got Superman in his black suit. And it's cool because I also made Superman in his black suit in one of my earlier videos. Superman is just a recolor of the normal red and blue Superman, which is fine because that's exactly how he was in the movie. Although this Superman does have leg printing, which no LEGO Superman before has had. He also comes with some arm printing, which Superman in official LEGO sets has never gotten. And Superman also comes with a black plastic cape, which is kind of similar to what I used, although the cape that I used was made of rubber. I think the head is kind of ugly and definitely the worst part of this figure because the eyes are too large and the head print is kind of low, so it really looks kind of off. And on the back, he has his red laser eyes, and the head print is still kind of big and low. Anyways, let me take off the head and the cape so you can get an unobstructed look at the back print. And yeah, the back print looks good. I'm a big fan of like the line work that's above the belt and curves to the side. It looks really good. Last but not least, we have the Flash. Right off the bat, you're going to notice that this minifigure is mainly dark red, and I think it works really well for this version of the Flash. The design work as well is really good. The silver wiring connecting his armor pieces, it like looks really accurate to the movie, but also simple and fits LEGO's design aesthetic. So that's a big plus to this minifigure. Turning it to the side, we can see the figure has both arm printing and side leg printing, which are both really well done. The figure also has printing on the back of the legs, but it's really hard to see on the dark red, so I don't really know why it's there. The print on the back of the torso is really good though. Back to the front, we can see that he comes with 2 blue energy pieces, and they represent the lightning that he generates when he runs, and I think they work really well for what they're trying to be. And yeah, they look cool. I'm pretty sure they're original pieces for this knockoff. So yeah. And then he also comes with a helmet piece, which is basically the same mold as Lego's, but it's in dark red and it has some dark red printing on it. So yeah, it's a good helmet piece. With the helmet piece off, we can see his face, which looks just like the actor who played the Flash. And it's a little bit faded because you're printing a light color on a dark color, but it's not as bad as Lego's. And his alternate face is him saying, "Oh." And here's the alternate face with the mask on. The eyes don't quite line up with the mask piece, so it doesn't look good at all. So if you get this figure, just keep the mask on the front because, yeah. Anyways, here's the full lineup of all 6 characters, and I think for $5, this is a great deal. LEGO will probably never make sets of Zack Snyder's Justice League, so this is your one chance to get minifigures from that movie. And while they have problems here and there, as you've seen in the video, I've been dismissive of all the problems because I got them for $5 in total. $5. Each minifigure was bought for 83 cents, which I think is an amazing deal. So despite the flaws, if you like Zack Snyder's Justice League, I highly recommend buying these. And of course, don't expect them to be on the same level of quality as LEGO's minifigures. LEGO would charge $5 for just one of these minifigures. Just think about that. Here are all the extra pieces you get. You get the mother box, Cyborg's arm, Cyborg's head, a stud shooter, and Wonder Woman's lasso. One thing to note when you're building these minifigures is that sometimes it's hard to push in the hands, and for that reason they include an extra hand for each one of the 6 minifigures. In case one is too tight to go in, you can always put in another. Or maybe I just got an extra and I was really lucky, but I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure they meant to include an extra hand for all of them. So yeah, I'm happy with these minifigures, and if you'd like to see me review any more knockoff minifigures, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, give it a big thumbs down. Make sure to subscribe and watch some of my other videos. Bye guys.